Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello everybody, and very glad to meet you on this show. And as promised that this speech will be in English, that's because on the same topic I talked about in Arabic and in French language, and this is very important for our colleagues or all the Muslims around the world, and it may concern the ritual Islamic abattage or the ritual Islamic slaughtering or sacrificing the animal, that because Eid Aldha is approaching, and you know that there are many discussion about that the Muslim way people are treating the animal. And you know, as a global idea in general in all the countries, non-Muslim countries, that so they see that the Muslims are torturing the animal. This is what you can hear from anybody that you can meet in the street or when you're discussing in a coffee or everywhere. But this is not true. This is the big lie. This is the big lie, and you know that that you can say what you can say in philosophy, in politics, or even in ideology, but you cannot say what you can say in science. You know that in science everything can be proved, that because there is laboratories and there is a lot of equipment that we can prove what you can say. But in politics that you can lie, in politics you can say what you want to say, but not in science. You know. And science is not, philosophy is not politics, and that people cannot lie. But unfortunately that the Muslims now are seeing this, and they are not really reacting against this. This is a big lie. They are lying to you, you know. And we will compare that the Islamic ritual slaughtering or sacrificing of the animal, and also the conventional or the modern way that the animal is prepared, that because they are talking, they are saying, and they are telling you that the modern way is to put the animal in a comfort state, that it should not be in discomfort state. And the discomfort state is the Islamic way. It's a big lie. It's not true. So then the Muslims around the world should discuss this, that because they, now that the science now is, you know that you cannot use science to attack the Islam, and this is what they are now trying to do, and they are doing, not trying to do, they are trying to attack Islam by the science, the modern science. All the modern science now is with Islam. Be sure that it's with Islam. So first, to start with and to begin this topic, that we should first make a description of the Islamic conditions before slaughtering the animal. This is ordered by our God and by our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and all the Muslim scientists, at least the Muslims, that should know this reality and this prescription, this description of the conditions that before slaughtering. That in Islam it's said in our Hisbah, that it's not teaching, unfortunately, in any university around the world. And we should really talk about this topic, that you know the Muslims now are not reacting against this, that because there is a non-governmental organization that has obliged all the governments around the world that to not practice the sacrificing directly without treating the animal. And we will see, and we will compare the two, and then you can see yourself. And I don't think that there is somebody that can contest what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell you. So the conditions in our religion, in Islam, and this is it. My God has described this, and our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the recommendation of our God, that we cannot, you know, you cannot read this, because our God, our Creator. So the first condition, that the animal should not be scared. Any action that may scare the animal is banned in Islam. The animal should not be scared. The animal should not see another animal during the skinning or during the slaughtering. The animal should not see the blood. The animal should not see the knife, the knife that you will use that for it. This is in our religion, not in international standard organizations, you know that. So in Islam, so these conditions, and the animal should not be really pulled or pushed with force. Should not and you should take the animal gently and slowly, and you should not push strongly or pull it strongly by by the wall or by the horn or by the feet or something. This is banned in our religion. It should not be attached. The animal when sacrificing, it should not be attached. But it should be free. But you should take the fish and then. So you should practice it as fast as possible, 1 second or 2 seconds. But 1 second, I think, is in 1 second. They should do the work and they use as fast as possible. And then you should let the animal, throw the blood out by agitating. That the animal should let it agitate. And so these conditions before slaughtering the animal that you should. When transporting the animal to the slaughterhouse, that 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers, that you should not sacrifice the animal immediately. You should, the animal should get a rest, and then the day after, yes, you do that. And in a good comfort, the animal should be in a good comfort in Islam, not in the international standard. This is a good, that you should know, that all the Muslims should know this. And there are many other conditions that the place or the area the animal should be slaughtered. The ground should not be a ground that the animal can fall or something like this. And also the light should not be strong. The light should not be scare the animal. The animal should not be afraid because there are the intensity of the light is very strong or very high. This is very, very important, and even it's the place or the area that the animal should be slaughtered, it should not be noisy. No noise in this area, because that noise can scare or the animal, and the stress for the animal is banned in Islam. Well, I describe these conditions, and nobody talk about this because that we have our scholars, our sheikh, our imam, are talking about far from that. But now we are living now in a our time now is technology, is a scientific progress, and you should talk scientifically. And Islam now is science. In Islam, is 70% of the verses are scientific aspects, are not treating scientific aspects, not Sharia, not literature, but 70% in Quran is science, pure science, and all the aspects of science. And these conditions for the animal in our religion, and when you slaughter the animal, when you sacrifice the animal, that you should cut as fast as possible, and that this operation should be done by somebody which is strong to do it. And then the animal should let until it die itself. That the agitation of this animal will make it to throw all the blood out. All the blood will be driven out from the animal. This is very important. This is the most important operation for the safety of the food, for the hygiene of the food, and the safety of food. And that blood is banned in all the religions. We will talk about this. But let us now compare with the conventional or the modern, because that's the humanist procedure for treating the animal. That this organization has stated or has obliged all the governments around the world that to put a regulation, a rule, that the animal should not be slaughtered directly. The animal should not be live animal. It should be. I don't know, sleep animal, dead animal. Anyway, this is the way. And now in the non-Muslim countries, and the same way the animal is treated in all the slaughterhouses around the world, that it should this electric stunning and the gas chamber. The electric stunning with a high current intensity, and the positive and negative in the ears, and then that you close that the current, and then the animal is electrocuted by the current, the electric stunning. High intensity current is not, is torture. The animal is tortured. This is the word. So, even for some animals, the small animals are killed in a gas chamber, the carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide. And in the gas chamber, all the people around the world know the gas chamber. It's cruel. It's a cruel procedure. The gas chamber or electric stunning in some countries or that when they don't have some equipment, sophisticated equipment, they use the bolt, the gun. Huh? The bolt, even so, the rifle, the hammer, bolt, electric bolt, and so all these equipments are just to kill animal before slaughtering, before sacrificing. So if we can compare with the Islamic way and this modern way, well, who is torturing the animal, Muslims or the modern ways? That there is now the most cruel procedures used around throughout the history from the Second World War until now. The most cruel, the most dangerous, the most inhumanist way to treat people, not animals, treat people was the electric stunning. Electric current was used to torture people, and also the gas chamber. It was used during the war, the World War II. So, gas chamber and electric stunning are the most cruel procedures for torturing. And these two ways, procedures were used against the people, not animal. That's you can compare yourself. So, who is now torturing the animal? That's the non-Muslim countries were really treating the animal by the electric stunning and the gas chamber, or the Muslim which are respecting the comfort of the animal and then doing the operation as fast as possible in 1 second, and so to put the animal in a comfort state. Now some laboratories and some researchers have worked on this topic since 1977. We have all articles, all scientific papers and modern. But you can find this on the net, that there are many words that has been. So when some these are sorry, French word. To now the torture, to now the discomfort of the animal. The animal should not feel the pain. They are saying that when we treat the animal with the electric stunning or in the chamber gas, that the animal will not feel the pain. Sure, the animal will not feel the pain because he is dead. The animal is dead. He cannot feel the pain, and this is a big lie. Why the Muslims, the scientific Muslims, there are doctors, Muslim doctors, and veterinary, and a lot of researchers now around the world in many universities, and they are not talking about this. Why? I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm asking. So I'm usually wondering why the Muslims now are not reacting against this. Anyway, that's so in some research papers you can find that to know if the animal feel the pain or not. That because when the animal is stressed, so when you feel a pain, that your body secrete free some chemicals like epinephrine and cortisol. And the determination of epinephrine and cortisol some searches compared the three ways: the gas chamber, the electric stunning, and non-treated animals sacrificed directly without any treatment. And they find that the most amount of epinephrine was in the gas chamber treated animals, followed by the electric stunning. So it's 180 to 90 nanograms of epinephrine to 80 to 890 nanogram of epinephrine in the electric stunning, and 1 nanogram in the animals, non-treated animals, or sacrificed by the Islamic way, even if they could not, the name of God should be invoked. That should be invoked. That the name of God is very important for us. Two conditions: the name of God, and the operation should be done as fast as possible, and we should cut the fur in the throat and so. Anyway, and this research, so that we cannot compare 180 nanogram with 1 nanogram. The animal, when treated with the gas chamber or the electric stunning, may feel the pain. Feel the pain is torture. But the Islamic way, 1 nanogram, the animal cannot feel it. That's because when we sacrifice a strong animal which cannot be electric stunned or treated by the gas chamber, so anyway, stunning by gas or stunning by the current, electric current. That's the way. The two ways are banned in our Islam. Al-munkhaniqa, al-mutaraddiya. Mutaraddiya is electric stunning, al-munkhaniqa is gas chamber. And they are banned in our Islam, they are haram. We cannot accept them. So, this is, we cannot discuss this. It's Islam, it's our religion, it's from our God. We cannot discuss it because it's not from us, it's not from man, it's from our God. We can discuss all things that can be done by man, but not the things that which are ordered by our God. We cannot discuss them. It's our religion. And so if we just, it's a general idea about the way that Muslims are treating the animal, and the way now the modern slaughtering procedure now is treating the animal, or is doing this operation of slaughtering, that you can compare yourself. And many research papers now are on the net, you can find them, and just so you can see some videos on the gas chamber in the pork. Now the pork and the sheep or the goat are treated so by gas chamber or the electric stunning. You know that the current, that are positive and negative, and then that they are treated so, but mostly and 90% more than all the slaughterers around the world for the pork and for the swine, the gas chamber are used. And you can see these swine, this animal, really are crying, and they are feeling the pain, and that you cannot see them. Really, you cannot see them. So it's not. So it's for more than 18 years. And you can, in Google, you can put the gas chamber for pork or for swine, that you will see. There are many videos, so short videos, that you can see the operation, and you will see yourself. And please, and if you say that it's not torture, that I'm with you. Sure, I agree with you. But I'm sure that you will, you cannot say it. You cannot. It's really, it's torture. It's torture. The meaning in dictionary, and the real meaning of torture is this: is the gas chamber and the electric stunning. This is. I think that everywhere that when Eid Aldha is approaching, a lot of people now are discussing, and they are saying bad things on Muslims, and you are torturing the animals, and this is that because they want to attack Islam only. So it's our battle, and Eid Aldha, will stay with us, that because it's associated to a pilgrimage. Now the pilgrimage, you cannot do your pilgrimage without sacrificing a sheep. That you cannot do it. That's it. It's the religion, and since that it's associated and related to the pilgrimage, you will stay. So all people now are trying. Are trying to stop this. They think that it's a habit, or I don't know, a custom, Muslims' custom. It's not a habit for the Muslims, but it's our religion, and it will stay. And it was before Islam also. Because the common things in the haram, that blood is banned in Judaism, in Christianism, and in Islam. In all the religions, that the blood is banned, is haram. So, and when, when practicing the electric stunning, and when killing the animal, not killing the animal by electric stunning, or treating the animal by the gas chamber, this torture, that the animal, after slaughtering, that you will not drive out the blood. The blood will not be driven out. It will stay in the animal. And the blood should be extracted, totally extracted if possible, so from the animal. And blood is the problem. And kosher, the Jewish people, that kosher, the Jewish procedure, or halal for the Islamic tadkiyah, the Islamic ritual. So it is the same, that we drive out blood. And we cannot eat animals with blood. It's disgusting that to eat blood. And now before people used to eat blood, but not now. In few countries now, and few people now are eating blood as a sausage, because there are many kinds of sausage which may contain some blood, but it's banned. It's a dirty food. You cannot eat the blood. So this is just to make it clear for the Muslims around the world that our procedure is the right procedure. Why? That's because it's from our God. And this procedure is not, we'll not discuss it. And all the Muslims around the world, if they cannot find the halal meat, should they stop eating the other kind of meats, because all the Muslims around the world now are eating haram food, the haram meat, And all meats prepared by the electric stirring of the gas chamber before slaughtering is haram in our religion. That because our God make a precision in the verse in Surah Al-Maida, حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير. Maita is dead animals, and swine and blood. So that's our God. It's sufficient. It's quite sufficient for us to understand. No, but he described more. That's المتردية المتردية المنخنقة والمتردية والنطيحة. 4 kinds of animals. Animal that may fall from a war, or animal so when killed by flooding, by water, or animal so fall in a wheel of water, or animal accident did in an accident by car or by any other kind of accidents, and also the beaten animals, and also the burned animals, and also the asphyxiated animals. Asphyxiated animals can be done by hand, by a string, or by gas. The gas chamber is also the asphyxiated animals, and also the baited animals, mutaraddiya, the baited animals that are haram in our Islam. And this is that our God. So it's called the social contract surah. Surah Al-Ma'idah is surah of the social contract, and social contract between us and our God. And it said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu awfu bil-uqud. Al-uqud in Arabic is contract. And this social contract, you know that we have a surah in Islam, in Quran, the Holy Quran, we have a surah on the social contract. Not Jean-Jacques Rousseau, but it's in this really and true social contract is in Surah Al-Ma'idah. All things that we should do are described in Surah Al-Ma'idah. All banned things, or banned reactions, or banned anyway behavior in the society are described in Surah Al-Ma'idah. And that's because our God said in it that the first verse that awfu bil-uqud, you should respect the contract between God and our God. So he tells us to respect this contract between him subhanahu wa ta'ala and us. Awfu bil-uqud. And haram is among this in this contract, is among the things banned in this contract. And we should respect this contract, the social contract between us and our God subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's many other things we can talk about them in the coming, inshallah, in the coming days, that because now Eid Aldha is approaching, we'll talk more and more, and we give to our Muslims around the world, our friends and our brothers and sisters in all the non-Muslim countries, and even in some Muslim countries like Asia, the Asian countries, they should pay attention to these modern procedures, that because we have a religion, and this religion is called Islam, and there is one Islam, not 100 Islams, kind of Islams. There is one Islam. So there is halal and haram in Islam. Now, unfortunately, now is not clear for people. Even Rasulullah, our Prophet said, Al-halalu bayyin wal-haramu bayyin. Yes, sure, before. But now I think it's not clear, and all the scientists should talk about this topic, and in the field of not meat science, but food science and technology, and all topics related, all things related to this, to halal and haram, and people should talk about this. But when discussing this topic with your friends, now Muslims, and some atheists now are trying to demonstrate or to find some discrepancy in Quran. They cannot find any discrepancy in Quran. It doesn't exist. Contradiction in Islam doesn't exist, because it's from our God. And our God so cannot mistake. So come on. So, and some atheists are working hard, are trying, and they will never find discrepancy in Quran or in hadith of Rasulullah. It doesn't exist. And this is our religion, and we should respect it. And I would invite all the Muslims around the world to pay attention to meat they are eating. They should pay attention to meat they are eating, and all the ingredients extracted from meat and blood and some haram food, and now use it as food additives in many kind of processed foods. You should pay attention that because your children now, our colleagues in the non-Muslim countries, be sure that your children now are eating haram. Many candies, many biscuits, many soft drinks, ice cream, and so a lot of processed foods so consumed by the children. So now may contain some ingredients from non-halal food, even from blood or from swine or from killed animals or other molecules, other chemical compounds that are banned in our religion. This is a sum up, this is a short abstract about what I said in English and also in Arabic about this procedure and the way the Muslims now are sacrificing the animal and to prepare the meat, so our meat. So in our way, the Islamic ritual procedure or slaughtering procedure, that's our animals, you know, that when we drive out the blood, that the AW may decrease. For my colleagues, scientific colleagues, researchers and doctors, you know, when we drive blood, blood is water. And when we drive out blood, that the AW of the meat may decrease, is reduced. And the rigor mortis is reached in 6 hours, but the pH, the ultimate pH is about 5.6. Is the ideal, is the what we call it the ultimate pH, and this pH way the meat is safe. Meat is safe. Meat is safe because the AW is decreased, that the blood is driven out, and also the pH is decreased to 5.6, and it's a self-preservation of meat. It's a high quality of meat. Even the meat is tender, and also there is no oxidation. You know that in the non-Muslim way, the non-Muslim way for preparing the meats, there are two kinds. You know that the electric stunning, that you will see the blood splash. There is a blood splash on the animal. After skinning, that you will see on the carcass, that you will see some patches, red patches, because of the blood splash. That because some vessel, some blood vessels, small blood vessels, so may explode, and the blood is still there, and then you will see, and what we call it the blood splash. You will see it. And not all the slaughtered animals in the non-Muslim countries can be eaten are edible meat. Now, only 30 to 35% of the slaughtered animals will give so acceptable quality or an edible meat. But you can see in the supermarket, you know, in the section where the meat is, the section of meat, so displayed. The meat is displayed in some shelves, and you will see that the meat pieces, some are liquid, a red liquid with the foam that is coming from the meat. That is not good to see. It's not good to see. So. And it's a bad quality meat. It's a bad quality, that we call it the exudative meat. So the killed animal before slaughtering, the rigor mortis is not set, because the set of rigor mortis is the quality of meat. And the set of rigor mortis is pH 5.6. And also the AWV of 0.9. It was 8, it's 0.9998, but after driving the blood out, that the AWV decreased to 0.9190. And so that the rigor mortis, the set of rigor mortis is bad, and we will get two artifacts, two kind of meats which are not acceptable for the consumption, non-edible meat. So, and they are separated from the good quality meat, and these meats they go to the meat industry to make sausage and other products. The meat, the consumer cannot see the meat. It is ground, it's mixed with spices, with colorants, and so to make some dairy products, what we call it daily meats. All the daily meats are made from these meats, which cannot be sold as meat. So, and you know that the rigor mortis, that we have two kinds of meats in these non-Muslim countries. DFD meats, dry, firm, and dark. You call the dark meats, dry, firm, and darks. Firm and dry firm is not tender, is a hard meat, so it's not so good to eat. And also from the small animals like swine, that you will get the PSE, pale, soft, and exudative meats. Exudative, that you will liquid. It's it's a pink meat, and the color of meat is altered. It's not the good color of meat. It's pink. When you see the pink meat that you cannot buy, that for the swine, especially that you can see it in the supermarket in any country, non-Muslim countries, in the Occident, South in Europe and in American countries, that you can see this kind of meats in the supermarkets. Go and see, go and check. You will see the pale, soft, and exudative meats that are not cannot be consumed, are not edible meats. So they go to the meat industry and also the DFD, but the rest of the other carcasses so are sold as meat. And in some regions in the carcass you will be cut and also use it, what you call it, not only 35% of the killed animals or slaughtered animals can be will give edible meat. And also even in the edible meat, you will see also about 30 to 40% of these pieces of meat are not edible. It's not bad quality, poor quality meat. I say it 2 times. So the best quality and the high quality of meat is the quality in kosher meat, and the Jewish guys also, kosher meat, and Islamic, the halal meat, Muslims way for treating the animals. And I know that tourists in these Muslim countries, when they come to Morocco, to Algeria, Tunisia, or to Egypt, or Lebanon, and so, they eat a high quality meat. The people coming from America and Europe to these countries, so they discover the real taste and also the flavor and the quality of meat. So this will also makes other lives about this meat and this problem. This is a big problem for Muslims. But please, all the Muslims around the world should pay attention to this procedure, and they should not accept all the meats prepared by the electric stunning or the gas chamber, that because it's haram in our religion. It's not politics, it's not philosophy, it's not ideology, it's religion. It's our religion, and people around the world should respect the Muslims, and we don't eat this meat, that because our God banned it, and we cannot, you cannot go to war, and we cannot, not do what our God tells us to do. Inshallah, until another life. Assalamu alaikum. See you.